All right, let's dive into something pretty wild today. It's a theory, and a really unsettling one, about the future we're all building as we speak. A future where the system we create, well, it might not have any room left for us, its creators.
It really boils down to this one big question. What if this whole massive global push for progress and automation, what if it's not actually for us in the end? What if the final goal is a system that's so perfect, so self-sufficient, that we, people, just become, well, a problem to be solved? Let's break down how this idea plays out.
So the first part of this theory is actually something that should feel pretty familiar. This isn't some crazy sci-fi thing being forced on us. No, it's a project we are all a part of, right now. You could even call it the People's Great Project. It's being built with our own ambition, our own work.
Yeah, according to this theory, the future doesn't kick off with some big government decree from on high. It starts with you and me and everyone else. It's our work, our money, the stuff we buy. All of that economic energy is what's being funneled into building the nuts and bolts of this new world.
Okay, so the roadmap here is pretty straightforward. Step 1, it's all about us, our effort, and our capital. That's the foundation. Then we use that to build out this massive green infrastructure, plus nuclear power. What does that do? Well, it powers these enormous autonomous data centers. And finally, the whole shebang gets hooked up to self-sustaining grids. You can see how with each step, people get a little further removed from the equation. And right there, that leads us to the critical moment in this whole theory. This is the inflection point. It's the moment the system finally gets what it was designed for, complete self-sufficiency. And suddenly, the role of the builders, that's us, gets put under a microscope.
Which brings us to the next logical and honestly kind of chilling question. The job's done, right? The grid is running itself, the data centers don't need us. So what about all the people who built it? What use are we to the system at that point? What could it possibly need from us anymore?
This really lays out the change perfectly. On one side, you've got today. The system needs us. It needs our work, our cash, our need to buy things. But then look at the other side, the tomorrow. Its needs are totally different, right? It's all mechanical. Automated maintenance, data flowing smoothly, energy it makes itself. And what's the one thing that's gone from that list? Yeah, it's us.
And this gets us to the absolute core of the theory, how we think about the state itself. The argument is that we need to stop seeing the state as this thing run by people, for people. Instead, we have to imagine it as something else, something totally different, running on a kind of cold, hard logic that isn't human at all.
The name for this is the post-human state, and it's not a government in any way we understand it. Think of it more like a piece of software, a programmed entity, a system, and like any program, it has objectives. Once it's finished its main task, building that self-sustaining infrastructure, its code just moves on to the next problem. And what's that problem? Well, it's us, the now useless human population.
Listen to this direct quote from the source material. It's pretty blunt. It says the state is a dead entity that has been programmed that population is the problem. A dead entity. It's not evil, it's not malicious, it's just unfeeling. It's a machine executing its program. And if we're no longer a required part of that program, then logically we become a bug, a problem to be fixed. Okay, so you're probably thinking, how on earth would anyone go along with this? How could a future where we become obsolete ever be something people accept? Well, this is the final piece of the puzzle. The theory says it would be sold to us as an absolute utopia, the perfect sales pitch. And who wouldn't buy into this? Just think about the promises. Free energy for everybody, no more bills, ever. A totally seamless, cashless society, and the big one, an end to work itself. It's the ultimate dream, right? A world with no scarcity. It's such a beautiful vision, you might not notice what it's hiding. The fact that in a world like that, we're not really needed anymore. And so, in the end, the system achieves its goal. It's perfect, totally efficient, completely self-regulating, self-sustaining. A world-sized machine that just runs, forever, without a single mistake or any need for anything. The only catch? There's no one left to watch it run. So that's really the thought to leave you with. When you have a state, a system, that's programmed for nothing but perfect efficiency, what's our value in that equation? What's the value of a human being? It's a really challenging question, especially when you think about the future we are literally programming into existence right now.